Hey guys, Daniel here from 395 Junkie, and today we've got a great video for you that's going to help you plan and prepare for some overland cooking. We're going to be doing a breakfast, a dinner, a dessert, and I'm even going to throw in some wrenching in this video. I'm going to be installing the KC Pro 6 on my A-Pillars on the JK. So let's get started on breakfast, and what we got going on for breakfast is I'm going to be doing some huckleberry muffins, and never even had a huckleberry before until probably about 7-8 years ago. I visited a ranch up in Idaho, and I've done a lot of hunting up in northern Idaho, and huckleberries, if you're familiar with northern Idaho, Washington area, they're wild, they grow all over the place, and they're amazing. If you guys haven't had any, I'd highly recommend you guys to try to get some huckleberries to your house, and you can do all kinds of different things with them. But today we're going to be doing some huckleberry muffins, which is an easy camp meal cooked on the scuttle, and we're going to jump into that right now. All right guys, so this recipe is really easy. I pretty much already pre-measured everything. It's kind of what I did here to simulate what it's like out on the trail. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare the batter. What we're going to do is we're going to dump our all-purpose flour. We're going to dump our sugar into the mixing bowl. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I like to eyeball salt. I mean, if you miss it a little bit, it's not a big deal. Mix all this together. We're going to set this aside for now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to mix all the wet ingredients, starting with cracking an egg. Add the milk, add the oil. All right, and with this just about mixed, we're going to be adding this into the dry ingredients that we kind of already blended together. So let's do that now. All right, so like I mentioned, you want to kind of push all the dry ingredients off to the side. We're going to add our premix of all the wet ingredients, and we're going to get this mixed up. And that's about it right there. And now we're going to add what I like to call the secret ingredient, and I suppose you guys can guess what that is. We're going to be adding our huckleberries in here. Put some of those juices in here. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to fold that into the batter without crunching up the huckleberries too much. I'd say fold it in here just until about the colors are more consistent, and that's about it. What we're going to do is we're going to add some water onto the scuttle. We're going to get this lit. All right, with the water in there, let's go ahead and get the scuttle lit. All right, while we got that water warming up, got our batter in, ready to go. Got the water just about boiling. You can see it steaming. And now we'll set our timer. We'll cook it for about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll check it around 7 minutes, see what it looks like. And now you can see it's got a nice steam going. Not the manliest of breakfasts. I mean, if I was camping with all my buddies on a guy's trip, I'd probably be doing some sort of bacon and eggs and hash browns and a lot more manly stuff. But as you know, I got 3 daughters, a wife, so I try to please my crowd. If I don't do anything manly, I'll go to my garage, mess with my guns, go hunting, shooting, go wrench on the Jeep, that kind of manly stuff. But right now I'm kind of limited, but I'll tell you what, these turn out really good. You wouldn't say no to them. All right, we're just about done. We're at the 9-minute mark. Let's take a look, and they're looking proper. So let me go call Goose out here, and we'll let her give it a try. Alrighty, I just called Goose. Come on over, Goose. Let's let you give this a try. I think they're just about done. How do those look?
Amazing. They smell just as good.
And I'm a big fan of huckleberries, but this one right here, I've taken her up to Idaho a few times, and they made some meals with huckleberries, and she's in love. So pick which one you want.
I think I'll take this one.
Wow, that is good. It's amazing how well they cook in under 10 minutes on the Scottle. The prep time probably took 3 minutes, 4 minutes, pretty good. So you got a 15-minute breakfast here. And you know, when we're camping or hiking, we try to eat light, try to carb up in the morning, get plenty of energy for the day. So this could be perfect. If I was cooking for more than just the two of us, maybe I'd cook another 3 or 4, but we'll hammer through these, maybe throw a couple in the backpack when we go on a little hike, and use these for some snacks while we're out on the trail. So we're gonna set this down, share this with my daughters inside, and I'm gonna move all the camera gear over there to the JK. We're gonna do the install on the KC lights. I promise you guys we'll do a little bit of wrenching, not much, but. So these are the KC Pro 6s. These brackets will fit over the existing bracket that mounts the light bar. So we're gonna jump right into the wiring. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove these two T30 bolts and get underneath this little cowl here so that we can run our wiring. And hopefully that gives us enough play, which it doesn't appear so. Actually, I think it might be because of this, my shovel and my hijack, which I'm beginning to reconsider having it mounted there. I don't necessarily need a shovel on every trip, but definitely need the hijack lift, only because if I get a flat tire, I'm gonna have to jack my Jeep up, and I don't really want to find room for a bottle jack inside the Jeep. I got enough stuff already. All right, so that gives us enough room. So we're gonna do that on the other side. All right, so we're just gonna kind of fish these through here, and we just want enough sticking out that we can plug it in, and then maybe we can pull it back through to get rid of whatever slack's still there. All right, so we got the wire being fed through here. Put it underneath the cowl, and that should be more than enough slack. So let's go ahead and get the brackets installed next. All right, just got to take out these two bolts. Luckily, these bolts that came with the KC Pro 6 light bar bracket are long enough that's going to make it through not only that bracket, but they give you a little rubber pad here so it won't scratch, and then this is about the same thickness, but you put the rubber pad on the back, and then we'll put the screws in. All right, let's go ahead and tighten those up. Let's go knock out the other side. This is a super easy install. Let's get the lights, put them up there. These are pretty self-explanatory. You got this little ball joint here that allows you to move it all around. It's got to take the nut, lock washer, and washer off. And then in that order, put it back on. Let's go ahead and plug it in right now. All right, got the slack pulled through. Let's go ahead and put those screws in right now. And just hand tighten, because there's a little bit more slack we want to pull out once these screws are in place. Let's get the other side on. Same thing with the wire, let's get it connected. Same thing, let's pull the slack through. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get these tightened down. All right, let's go ahead and get this side done. All right, with the mounts all done, let's go ahead and get the wiring all connected. All right, so KC HiLites, they give you this big old wiring harness, which you generally would need if you're not hooking it up to an S-Pod. It comes with a fuse, ground, and a switch, which the switch is inside, which I don't need. The nice thing about having the S-Pod is you can connect it directly to this without needing a fuse. It's all got a circuit breaker in here with built-in fuses, a lot of redundancy, so you don't have to worry about blowing anything. So I get the luxury of cutting off a bunch of this wire that I don't need. I only need to leave enough here in order to run it to the S-Pod, so we're going to cut it right about here. All I gotta do is take the S-Pod cover off, and I got one switch connection left right here, which we're gonna wire these in right now. All right, actually, since we got the hood up, let's go ahead and clean up this wiring real quick and go grab some zip ties. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and shut this. All right, let's go to the other side. All right, that should be all for the wiring. Let's go ahead and drop this. All right, let's pull the covers off and give them a test. We've got lights mounted. Let's take off the covers. They also got a little plastic film here. Let's go ahead and take that off. All right, let's go ahead and hit the Pro 6 light bar first. Boom, and it should be lights, switch number 6. Switch 6, boom. Those are bright. Not sure how it looks on the camera, but got the Pro 6 light bar on, and A-pillar lights are good to go. We're going to clean up this mess and put the light covers back on. And Belle is ready to hit the trails just as soon as we're allowed. It's a pretty easy install, guys. I mean, you knock that out in less than an hour. Without filming, I probably could have knocked that out in 20 minutes. So hope you enjoyed this part of the video. Let's get this cleaned up and get ready for dinner. All right, guys, we are just getting prepped, ready to a little behind the scenes of what's happening back here at the 395 Junkie Bar. Got the lights all set up for tonight's shoot. Be using the stovetop on the barbecue for the meal, and got the Tembo Tusk all ready to go. And out here we got the girls. They're about to play some cornhole. We're doing some overland camping and cooking, except we're not camping. We're playing cornhole, which is, I guess some people do camping. So we're using the 395 Junkie cornholes. This was a gift that we got last week, which was really cool. Got a picture of Belle on it, and got the little 395 Junkie emblem right there. So, all right, ladies, let her rip. Ayo. And we got the ghetto bird flying overhead. We're hardcore gangsters here in Ranch Cucamonga.
Look down at us.
Ooh.
I'm gonna slide it in. Ready? Come on, dear. Ready?
Oh, yeah. It really is an easy overland meal. It's fancy, it's somewhat healthy. So we're gonna get going on. I'm gonna start preparing the asparagus, cut up the parsley, chop up a garlic clove or two. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make some quick work out of this asparagus and get it chopped up. All right, so we finally chopped the parsley. We're gonna move on to the garlic now. And we're gonna mince a few cloves of this. All right, and when I'm cooking dinner, I get real thirsty, and I know what you guys are thinking. This guy's gonna get another Diet Dr. Pepper. No, don't be ridiculous. When you're cooking dinner, you gotta drink a beer. Cheers. All right, let's get back to business here. That should do it. And we're gonna be squeezing some lemon on the shrimp, so might as well get that ready right now. All right, so we got the water in the pot, and again, this is part of the process where I was saying you could pre-make the pasta at the house. I've got the luxury of having the stovetop right here, so we're gonna get the pasta on while I start messing with the shrimp and everything. So let's let that get to a boil. All right, guys, so the water's almost boiling. We got pretty much everything prepared, ready to go. Just sitting here waiting, drinking a beer, wishing I was actually out camping right now. Boy, the withdrawals are really starting to kick in, as I'm sure it is for you guys too. Once we do get this stay-at-home ban or requirement lifted, I'll tell you, Goose and I, we will be headed up 395 North for sure. The desert's been fun, but I got to get up there in that neck of the woods, and we're thinking of doing anywhere between Alabama Hills or Mazurka Peak, which is on actually the east side of the 395. Maybe we even take a drive up, see how far we can get up on Coyote Flats. I'm confident we can't make it all the way, but there's some cool spots even before you get up all the way to Coyote Flats that I think we could probably get to camping. It's going to be soon, and it'll be here before you know it, and got plenty of practice of cooking, so we're going to throw our butter on there, a little bit of olive oil. All right, let's go ahead and throw our garlic on here. And we're going to also throw on some chili peppers right now. Take the pasta off real quick while that's cooking. Drain it. Go ahead and throw on our shrimp. And we're going to season it with some salt and pepper. All right, so the shrimp's just about where we want it to go, maybe another minute or so. So remember, up until now, all we've really done is cook the shrimp and the pasta. That's it. A lot of prep work that you'll have to do at the house, but I mean, imagine eating this out on the trail. That's insane. We're gonna start moving these off to the side so they stay warm. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of wine, a little bit of lemon juice. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add our asparagus. Let it cook there in the middle. All right, so we got the asparagus boiling and steaming with the shrimp. All right, guys, so asparagus is just about done. Shrimps are done. We're gonna go ahead and add the pasta and the parsley, and we're going to call this a meal. All right, so we got the pasta added. We got the parsley added. We're just gonna kind of mix it all up. And dinner is served. I've got some hungry girls inside, and they're dealing with their crazy dad out here making videos instead of feeding them. They'll survive. It's either this or Grubhub. I think they prefer this. All right, guys, so dinner was amazing. We just finished up, and I didn't plan on doing this, but actually, of all things, I had a couple requests on how to clean a scuttle. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Get a clean material, and the stuff that does not need to be scraped off, just kind of take a rag like this and just move it all to the side. And in this case, I got a trash can. So what I do is I just, I got a plastic putty knife, scrape as much as I can off with this. Once you get most of it off, you'll want to add a little bit of water. Kind of let it steam clean itself. Just keep scraping while that water's cooking. And as you're scraping, I just kind of move aside all the bigger pieces, get it out of the way. And I mean, you guys saw how dirty it was to begin with. We're pretty much almost already clean. Keep your paper towels handy. Just kind of go around the edges. Soak some of that in, right into the trash. Same thing, soak right it in. And as it's warming back up, just kind of keep that same, you can see all the food kind of getting scraped off right there. Right into the trash. About the only time it gets dirtier than this meal that I cooked tonight is if I'm cooking with anything with high sugars, like some sort of a stir fry with some sort of a glazed. But I mean, it was pretty filthy tonight, and it's taken us all of about 3-4 minutes to clean it. Once all the food's all scraped off, let it soak it up in the middle, and we're good. All right, so it's been on for a little bit here. You can see it's smoking. Pretty much all the water is off of it. I'll turn the scuttle off, give it a little bit of a spray, and you can use olive oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you want that you have handy. I've gotten in the habit of just getting some Pam spray and just give it a nice little coat, and ready for the next meal. All right, guys, so here we are. We just finished dinner. Everything turned out amazing, and we got one last surprise for everybody. We're gonna be doing some Disneyland churros. And I practiced these the other night. You might have saw it on my Instagram page, but here we are. We're gonna make them all, making 2 servings worth. So we're gonna have some leftover for Easter tomorrow. So happy Easter, everybody. Hopefully you're staying healthy and safe. So what we're gonna do is I got some helpers here. Everybody's gonna kind of chip in. 80% of us are going to chip in. My middle child is in quarantine. I don't know. She's inside not wanting to participate. She's doing her own thing. I think she's working on a puzzle, but she doesn't want to be on video because I got this huge audience right now. In any case, we're going to get going here. So. Water. All right.
Butter.
Wow, that is a bunch of butter. And butter does make it better, but this is, don't judge us. This is going to be amazing. You know, for the most part, I tend to eat super healthy, and by virtue of me eating healthy, so do my kids. But every once in a while, we like to let our hair down, so to speak. And that is melting. We're going to let it do its thing. All right, and the flour we're going to add once this gets to a roaring boil, they say. Disneyland, they're so dramatic. Why can't they just say boil? Alrighty, so let's check back here, and the butter is almost melted. We are so close. All right, so we've got our water and butter and cinnamon, everything at a rolling boil, whatever that is. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this in low, and we got the flour already. It says add flour and stir vigorously until it forms a ball. Remove from heat and let rest 5 to 7 minutes. So adding the flour, assistant. All right, so that is good and mixed. We're gonna go ahead and turn it off. It says remove from heat. All right, so we let it sit for about 5 to 7 minutes, and what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna add some eggs. So helper, can I get some eggs? And again, we doubled the recipe so that we'd have some left over for tomorrow's Easter. And what you're supposed to do is crack the eggs and mix them up one at a time. Here, why don't you come over here and help your dad? All right, so we're gonna let that sit, and now we're gonna get the oil heated up, and we'll go ahead and throw this in the piping bag and get ready to go. All right, so now that we got the dough and the batter all made, they're gonna fill that up in the piping bag. I'm gonna get the oil heated up to about 350 degrees. So let's do that right now. Alrighty, so we got the oil all heated up. We got all the batter in the piping bag. So I'll squeeze. Deer, you can cut, and Gabs, you can turn them. Ready? Right about there. All right. And you don't want to cook them too long. I'll tell you, we cooked them, like I said, we practiced the other night, and gosh, I remember when I was a kid, I went to Disneyland, and I had a churro that wasn't cooked all the way, and it ruined me for years. Eating the middle of a churro that was all doughy. I didn't want it anymore. So I tend to not ever want to do that again, but at the same time, if you overcook it, it's not quite as good either. But all right, we're gonna call those done. And we'll get the next batch on, but go ahead and toss those, dear, and we'll show everybody what they look like all done. They don't want to see us make all 14 dozen. All right, so we're just cooking all this, and since we got a little bit of time, Mitzi, why don't you tell us what the boys are like in high school?
Oh my god. What boys?
I don't know.
There are no boys.
There's no boys? I'll tell you what though, my daughter is about to turn 16. What kind of car do you want, dear?
Jeep.
Yeah, a Jeep what?
Wrangler?
A Wrangler, that's right. 2-door or 4-door?
4-door.
4-door? 4-door. Okay.
Yeah.
Rooftop tent?
No.
No. Okay.
Why do you want a 4-door? I don't know. I know.
All the boys? All right. That's a wrap. All right, guys. Well, we are sitting by the campfire here, enjoying a little bit of urban camping. We just finished dessert. As you can see, we got a pile of churros here that's going to take us several Easters to get through, but it was a fun day. We made a bunch of food. We got our breakfast. We did the huckleberry muffins. We did a dinner, the shrimp scampi, and dessert. We got the churros, Disneyland Churros. And then, of course, we did a little wrenching on the JK. We added the A-Pillar Pro 6 KC lights. And all of the recipes from today will be posted onto my website probably by the time this video is released. That's 395junkie.com, and there's a link on there for these recipes and other videos from the past. You guys could download any of this stuff, and all of this was super overland friendly. You guys can make this out on the trail super easy. Trust me, I'm not trying to make my life more difficult, but we're gonna sit here, we're gonna enjoy ourselves. It's Saturday night. Tomorrow's Easter, so happy Easter to all you guys. Tomorrow we'll spend the morning, we're gonna have crepes in the morning. No video happening, sorry guys, I'm gonna keep that one to myself. But we're gonna do crepes, a little bit of prime rib, and we're gonna do a virtual service tomorrow in the morning, which is going to be interesting, watching church from the house. But hope you guys all have a great Easter. I know we will. There's a lot that we can be thankful and blessed for. Hope you guys are all staying healthy and safe, and can't wait to make the next video. And at some point, I promise it won't be in my backyard. It'll be out on the trail, hopefully somewhere off the 395. So happy Easter and God bless. All right, now you can eat.
No, JJ.
Oh, I wanted that one.
All right, I'll have that one.
If you want to, I'll get you flowers waiting around the bend. Baby, let's just pretend. I wanna stay like this forever. I wanna stay right here with you. Wanna stay right here with you. As the rest we fall until it all breaks down. But I need it so I will stay around. When you're all messed up, it's a great relief to be understood.